Good morning, guys. I'm Darshni STS. I'll be teaching you the topic figure of speech in very simple terms today. So, we all might be aware of the term figure of speech. We might have heard when someone is teaching poetry, or when it comes to descriptive writing, or when it comes to creative writing. So, what is figure of speech? So, I'll read out the definition, then explain it to you in simple terms. So, a figure of speech is a word or phrase that is used in a non literal way to create an effect. So, what is this non literal way to create an effect? Now, consider the example that I am saying. Reena is like a moon. Now, we are comparing the girl Reena to a moon. So, this doesn't mean that Reena is exactly like a moon, but it means that Reena has a round face like a moon. Reena is as bright as a moon. So, what we are doing, we are not taking the literal meaning, we are having a non-literal meaning. We are creating an effect using the sentence form. We are kind of exaggerating it to create an effect so that the readers will be interested. So this is figure of speech. So we have many types in this figure of speech. We have similes, metaphors, alliteration, hyperbole, assonance, etc. etc. So I'll be describing you the very simple basics, simile, metaphors. I'll be describing you 5 or 6 figure of speeches today, and then we'll look at a poem and identify the figure of speech in the poem. Okay, so what is a simile? A simile is a figure of speech or a figurative language that we use to compare. So how do we compare? We take two things, two unrelated things, and we compare using the words as or like. For example, look at the sentence. She is like a flower. So we are comparing a girl to a flower using the word like. Look at the next sentence. He is as powerful as a bull. We are comparing a boy, his strength, to the strength of a bull using the word as. So when you are comparing anything using the words like or as, it is going to be a simile. Also, it doesn't mean that the boy is exactly as powerful as the bull or the girl is exactly like a flower. It is just a non-literal thing that we are using to create an effect. Okay, so simile we are using to compare two things using the words as or like. Now look at the second thing. It is very much related to simile, but metaphor differs in only one way from simile. Both simile and metaphor we are using for comparison only, but in metaphor there won't be the words as or like. It is just the direct comparison. For example, she is a flower. We are not using the word as or like. We are exactly comparing that she is a flower. Okay. So when you're giving this type of comparison, it creates a very strong full effect. So it is used as a very powerful literary tool in many literary pieces. When you take poems, there will be metaphor. So this is a very strong and prominent form of figurative speech. Now look at the examples. Zan is a lion. So we are comparing a boy to a lion. We don't have any words like as or like, but it means that Zan is as brave as a lion. So the meaning is same, but the word form is different. So that is the only difference between simile and metaphor. Now the third thing is alliteration. So alliteration is nothing but repetition of initial consonant sounds. So you know vowels, A, E, I, O, U, the words other than vowels or consonants. So when the consonant sounds are repeating to create a rhyme, then it is going to be alliteration. Now look at the example. She sells seashells in the seashore. Look at the sentence. The sound S is repeated. So the S is a consonant sound. It is coming in the initial part of the sentence. Every beginning S sound is repeating. Hence it is an alliteration. So the writer or the author, he is using this to create a rhyme or rhythm. So this is alliteration. So we'll move on to personification. So what is personification? So from the word personification itself, it is very much aware that we're having the word person and fication. So it means that you're going to give a person's character, that is a human character, to a non-human thing. For example, look at the sentence. Her foot cried in pain. The leaves sang in the wind. Look at the sentences. Foot won't cry. Only a human being will cry. Foot won't cry. Now look at this. The school bell called us. A school bell doesn't speak, but you're using this word call and making the school bell speak. So it is all, exaggerations. You're using effects to make the literary piece effective. So when you are giving a human character to a non-human thing, it becomes personification. Next one is onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia is very, very simple. How does a dog bark? Bow bow. How does a cat make a sound? Meow. So in order to give the exact natural sound effect, writers, they give the exact sound made by natural things. For example, a cat's meow sound, or a piano's pling plong sound, or a bell's ding dong sound. It might be any sound. When there is this sound words, then the figure of speech use this onomatopoeia. You understood? When there is a natural sound exaggerating the exact sound of a natural organism, you're taking the exact sound and putting that into a writing, then it becomes onomatopoeia. And the final thing that I'm going to teach you is hyperbole. Hyperbole is extreme exaggeration. For example, look at the sentence. I was so hungry, I could eat a snake. No one will eat a snake when they are hungry. It is just to explain the readers that the person is very hungry. He is very, very hungry, that he would eat anything that we give them. But he is not going to eat a snake if we give them. So you understand, it is just to explain what the author wanted to convey you. So basically, figure of speech, any figure of speech is used to convey the exact feel of the author. So we are having simile and metaphor. We use that for comparison. We use alliteration to bring a rhyme sound, a rhythm sound. Onomatopoeia to give the natural sound. Hyperbole is over exaggeration to give the exact feel of the author. So you understood the concept. Look at this poem by Robert Frost, Going for Water. So now I'll read the poem and we'll identify the figure of speech in this poem. The well was dry beside the door, and so we went with pail and can across the field behind the door to seek the brook if still it ran. Not loath to have excuse to go, because the autumn eve was fair, though chill because the fields were ours, and by the brook our woods were there. We ran as if to meet the moon that slowly dawned behind the trees, the barren boughs without the leaves, without the birds, without the breeze. Now we have a figure of speech in the third stanza. Can you identify it? We ran as if to meet the moon. It is an exaggeration. We are exaggerating. The sentence means that the children and the poet are running fast, running very curiously in search of the brook. So they are mentioning that the children and the poet are running very fast following the moon. So here the poet is exaggerating the term. The children and the poet are running fast with the term, we ran as if to meet the moon. So look at that speed. If you're going to meet the moon, moon is nearby, how will you run? You will run out of curiosity. So that is the point the poet is trying to convey. He is exaggerating. So the figure of speech here is hyperbole. Okay, we'll continue with the rest of the poem. But once within the wood we paused, like gnomes that hid us from the moon, ready to run to hiding new, with laughter when she found us soon. We have two figure of speeches here. Here a comparison is made with the word like. So what is that? It is a simile. And here the moon is mentioned with the pronoun she. We are giving the moon a human pronoun, which is going to be personification again. Each laid on other a staying hand. To listen ere we dare to look, and in the hush we joined to make. We heard, we knew, we heard the brook. And noticed from a single place a slender tinkling fall that made now drops that floated on the pool like pearls, and now a silver blade. Very important paragraph. Here a comparison is made using the word like. It is going to be a simile. Now look at the last word, silver blade. The river is compared to a silver blade. It is just mentioned a silver blade. Why? Because the river will reflect the light of the moon and it is looking like a silver blade. There is no words like as or like. It is just a silver blade, which means the figure of speech used is metaphor. I hope you understood the figure of speeches.